Welcome back to Boxing Resume. It is time to review the level of competition of Boots Ennis. Juan Carlos Abregu is a top contender. He's a solid guy, and he's known for giving Luis Colazo his first loss. So this was a good win, especially as a first notable opponent. The next worthy opponent was Chris Van Herden. Unfortunately, this was a no contest, but it was for the IBO World Welterweight title. Sergey Lipinets, former world champion, he did beat Lamont Peterson, and this was a very solid win for Boots. Obviously, he got the knockout against a former champ. Next came Thomas Delorme. Now, this guy fought a lot of guys, and he even won some rounds against Terrence Crawford, and Boots got it done in one round. Castillo Clayton was an undefeated prospect, and this was his first loss. He got knocked out. Clayton was really a 140-pounder, but still worthy of mentioning. I'm just going to say Karen because I cannot pronounce his last name to save my life. But this was a solid win. This guy, Karen, has a awkward style. He's long and rangy, and I'm sure he'll be difficult for other fighters, but Boost got the W. Romain Vija was up next, and this guy only had one loss, and he had beat two back-to-back undefeated prospects. He beat Boca Chica Figueroa, and he beat Rashidi Speedy Ellis back-to-back to earn this opportunity. So it was a very entertaining fight. Vija is very tough. He has a solid chin, as you can see. He took a lot of punches for him to finally fall and fold against Boots Ennis. And Ennis ended up getting the interim IBF world title. Later on, that title, he was promoted to actual IBF champion, which originally belonged to Terrence Crawford. But as we all know, Crawford went up on weight and vacated that title. So this was the beginning of the championship reign of Boots Ennis. Then came the David Avanesian fight. Now, David is known for being one of Terrence Crawford's victim, but what people don't know is that Avanesian actually has a win over Shane Mosley, and he's fought a lot of tough guys throughout his career. So this was a pretty solid win. Then came the rematch against Karen, and this was also another tough fight for Boots Ennis, but at least he got the job done. Boots previously had just finished beating Elemantis Tionis. Now, I know I'm not the best at pronouncing names, but this was the biggest win of Boots' career because Tionis, not only was he the world champion in just 15 fights, but he is the prodigy of legendary coach Freddie Roach. So this is his new student. This was very impressive. Now, looking at his entire career, unfortunately, Boots Ennis has yet fought any of the top dogs. And a lot of people have retired just around the time that Boots was coming up, on top of the fact that I feel like a lot of people are avoiding him. So as far as a resume, he did fight some decent opponents, but since he hasn't fought any of the top dogs, I can't rate him really too high. But I think he has a better resume than what most people say, and it's because A lot of times, the casual fans are not looking into the actual resume of these fighters and seeing who they fought. And yeah, enough is enough. Let me rate this. I think it's fair to say that Boots Ennis right now is a B minus as far as the level of competition. But I do expect him to get more big fights and really step it up. I feel like now that he's a unified world champion and Sionis, he beat him pretty bad and stopped him. I was a little worried about Boots, but he looked fantastic. Guys, tell me what you think. Who should I talk about next? Please like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, y'all. Thank you for watching.